again, if you have estrogen, all hope is lost. Backlash is already behind us in what felt like a monumental of festivity culture. The roars from the crowd that was consistently getting bigger and bigger throughout the event is pro wrestling at its best. Enough talk about Bad Bunny, though. Well, it's just that if I keep mentioning an actual star,
I just advise him to stay in his lane, I guess is what I would say. Because, he's that freak, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, he's not a wrestler,
I don't want any of that angry verbal screaming in my ear. But I do feel like we should revisit a little more about the Backlash pay-per-view before Raw. This one-arm sequence showed me a lot about Girl's Chokehold at the top. I'll probably make a separate video when it comes to Bianca Belair, but the discourse that it's safe to say that when you Bianca Belair at this point, because I think she won her, especially when you talk about she won her first major title, world title back in 2021, of course, when she faced off against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. So I feel like at this point, probably like more than that, but a good chunk. I feel like Bianca Belair, she's been on the main roster for over a year now, and go back to what I was saying about the discourse that I see. See a lot of discourse about that already. That's going to the point. Yeah, she's on this run of damn, I'm seeing some people even compare it to, John Cena. I feel like, because like I say, even though of course that has the issues within itself, and just the overall, we talk about bad booking and stuff. But yeah, you can kind of compare it to that. But as far as that goes, because the feet. But I would say she's more like Roman Reigns in 2015. They when they were we all know the over pushing, the super pushing of Roman Reigns, the drought of back in 2015. I would compare it to that and we know what happened there. The reason I'm comparing it to that is that Bianca, she's got she's going on this run. And it's what's really notate worth. She's been she's been world champion for however this long, and of course she's matches have been relatively good to decent, but it's as far as the example, as far as a bloodline story to angles, entertaining content worthy to really note from her what she's been involved in. Pretty much that's been non-existent. We haven't really seen that, and it's then what the reason, what's the I'm pretty sure her run up to this point, whether she's been SmackDown or Raw champion, there's been nothing to talk about because it's just been the same thing over and over again. And that's what, she's going on this run. Obviously, she's one of the marquee stars, but it's just at a point where people are starting to turn on Bianca. And you saw that at the Backlash pay-per-view. A lot of people were cheering, and the roof would have been blown off. A lot of people were cheering for Io Sky to win. And just don't see it. You've seen it a long time where people start calling for Bianca to start booing, and they start calling for her to lose that championship. The bill was trash, but of course, when you're talking about someone like Seth Rollins, of course that match was good. It was decent. Talking more about almost, I love the memes. I love, and for sure, a Homo sapien. And I do as far as to some degree, I do almost. I've absolutely loved the presentation where you're talking about how a giant, a Goliath, someone is, when they look at almost, is supposed to feel and what to expect and what they fear. I like the whole build up about him being a Nigerian giant, and of course, yeah, he should reign tall over that entire land. I like that, and they should definitely play into that, especially as far as his roots go. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty much he's pretty much been like your typical Kali, at least or in later downfall years when he's, or same as Braun Strowman, or into some degree Big Show. But yeah, still when you talk about someone like a recent giants in years, when you're talking about Braun Strowman and the big guys, yeah, Braun Strowman, and I feel like they had, I don't know, I feel like the only one that could really come up to mind is Braun Strowman. But yeah, like pretty much it's just like, yeah, like at least they have to some degree they got some type of talent to them that okay, like they belong here. But I feel like almost he needs to go back to the performance center, because it's pretty clear that he was carried in that match with Seth Rollins, obviously. And anybody can clear as day can see that, whether you like Omos or not. But yeah, like it's he needs. I like the, of course, like, because he can obviously play up the character and all as well. But he obviously is playing that part, and he's improving in that department. He knows that well. So, but I feel like is obviously he should be able to, as far as like moving himself in ring, in the ring, he got to go back to the drawing board. And yeah, the performance center, or just gaining as much as knowledge as he can to how he's supposed to, as far as an example, when you talk, Big Show, in his in his prime, in his younger years, like that should be the primary factor of how Omos should be performing at, because like this this roller coaster ain't working out, and it's even more so starting to show, and it's getting bad. The ending to Backlash, to the main event, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, that pretty much summed up the whole, that being very lackluster and lame. Pretty sure y'all know what I had to say about Cody. Pretty sure y'all heard when it comes to the wrestling community as a whole. Y'all heard this a lot. But, of course, specifically speaking from, whether you agree with me or not, but, realistically, I'm speaking for myself. Yeah, I've pretty much been vocal about the fact that, like just the whole, Cody, as soon as Cody coming back, and then Cody going to the top, and as far as like being the next in line to be in the face of, the face of WWE, their global ambassador. Yeah, it's been, which, I like that, because definitely, Cody Rhodes has that kind of appeal about them. But as far as to really giving anybody, or any of this any significance, and really, or like I said again, I could use the bloodline for really an example. And you could talk, of course, we talk about all the while that, of course, how when it comes to like people not liking Roman Reigns, or not, just overall couldn't care less about what to do with him. But you can't argue that it's been a very significant boost, as far as bit of a boost that when it comes to the like this the new incarnation of Roman Reigns, them turning him heel, and like birthing a new chapter of Roman Reigns, and for the next generation also. That's everybody, all over the wrestling community, they've been enjoying that. And pretty much too, like Roman Reigns already has that, when he's talking about a Rock, he also has that already spot worldwide appeal next in line when he's talking about also Hollywood. Already got that foot in the door. Like, like there's no question to say. It's not like him, it's not like he's like changing landmarks as far as like starting to boom back into wrestling himself. But as far as like still, as far as from an entertainment level, and giving some people to just sit back and wonder for a while and be in awe and still follow, the things that he has done. Yeah, like he's been that boost. And I want to say like Cody Rhodes so far, especially since his rise to the top, him coming back, it's like him winning the Royal Rumble. I could pull up anything. It's all been predictable. It's just like with because like yeah, of course we know with like Brock Lesnar, pretty much the same. The Brock Lesnar one-on-one resume. But yeah, like it's all been predictable that especially when it comes to the winning, like Cody Rhodes. Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes is winning this. There's no, or last time I want to go to like another big factor example. There's no surprise. There's no really really engaging that you really want to see what happens next. When you talk about someone like what Daniel Bryan had back in 2014, the Yes Movement, and even John Cena, the C Nation, when he first started that up, like there's none of that. And it's like, yeah, like I'm not saying that like Cody has fans, he has all that, he has a lot of big campaign around him, but it's like all of it. What does that really matter, especially too if they don't give any real significance to it? I'm just being like straight up honest. Like people can hail all the world that they care about Cody Rhodes, but numbers don't lie, and the reactions, the results, the reactions do not lie, and I feel like that's going to be the story going forward with Cody Rhodes, whether that be what's also got coming up. We could talk more about that when it comes to his world, the world title hype, and basically them giving his consolation prize. Because yeah, they definitely don't have that type of hope yet, as far as Cody Rhodes being already the face of the company. Even they have a little bit of a worry about that, about Cody Rhodes, that they won't even let him anytime soon, for that matter, dethrone. As far as right now, too, dethrone Roman Reigns. Even he's not that guy. So, yeah, like I said, what the story was told, but yeah, pretty much, when it comes to the world title, to the new world title of that being a consolation prize for Cody Rhodes, as far as the time being. But yeah, time will tell too, as well also. But like I said, pretty much the whole of what I'm saying is, hopefully, it's not predictable. Just more highlights of the night, in which I thought, which was really good, and I enjoyed most about it. Definitely already one of my favorite entrances too, and my favorite entrance of the year already, 2023. But it's time to suffer through this make-believe draft, and I'm for damn sure not doing it alone. Y'all gotta do it with me. So Cody comes out, gives the usual speech about Backlash Saturday night. And this is obviously where Cody acknowledges the world title belt, Brock Lesnar, as I just mentioned, yada yada. And trust me, it's not like we already know that, oh yeah, they're being lazy. It's not like they want us to know that, of course, to spew when it comes to the audience, of course, the community itself. The draft and the tournament tonight the start of the tournament speaks for itself. Obviously we can see when it comes to their laziness, but as far as, the lacking. But yeah, they want us to of course they want us to follow through and make it seem like, Cody, because of course you got to have your top stars, your top, as far as A-list talent acknowledge, of course they want to like acknowledge us, as if to not make it like this is like a secondary or just a title they made up. So, we don't know the fact that not only, Cody's not going after it, but also to make this whole draft believable. But we all know that when it comes to that, this whole reason, of course, for, which is why this all came up to begin with, is because of Roman Reigns, and they don't want him to lose those titles. But yeah, just as usual, pretty much Cody out tonight. It's pretty much, the same yada yada. We'll talk a little bit on that further, but it's pretty much as already predicted to come. The predictability the sourness continues with Cody Rhodes. So then we get the first match of tonight for the tournament. Even without me showing you, we all knew that he is the clear top favorite to win this tournament. Even in their work rate indie matches, they're not even telling a story inside the matches. There's no logic, and there's no, as far as looking forward to the creativity or wanting to be really engaged into that match, because you see it every fucking week. And it's like, oh yeah, also we have a guy enter the tournament as that's going to be one of the participants of this tournament that lost a match Saturday night backlash. Like I said, it's already the cracks you already start to see. Like I said, it's pretty much at this point where WWE barely lifts a finger. And of course, you have where it comes to the status quo, where they act as if they actually, you already know, like how many times that it's about the community. We love y'all. Yeah, please, we clearly, by watching the show, you can see what's going on. Then they have one of the CNN programmed slaves on the commentary table to remind the audience to tell you that this draft is game changing. Of course, it's going to change the game. We're supposed to believe Boar with a K, oh so sleepy Kevin Owens, is entertaining with his feminine, sassy humor. We continue with the first round of the tournament, of course, between Cody, Finn Balor, and The Miz, as if he's going to win. The predictability again. Finn Balor wins, of course. Then we get to see Brock Lesnar do his best impression of what Batista did when he forgot his lines to Triple H in WrestleMania season of 2019. Only this time, it's with, what Cody's forced cringe catchphrase, what do you want to talk about? And he's literally begging a lifeless, dead body of barely breathing Cody Rhodes if he wants, begging for a rematch at Night of Champions. Brock looks, smiles, laughs at the World Heavyweight title. That's pretty much what we're all doing. And then, realizing the damage that he loved, that he caused. And you pretty much have it play out exactly what we've been seeing since Backlash, on the lead on to Backlash, for the same thing tonight. It's like, you want, they have these, like I said, these tribalistic fan cucks that wonder why you don't get a bloodline every single week, or even every once a blue moon. But it's because, especially got Vince, got crippled old arthritis Vince, and you got bald, talentless hack Triple H, wannabe Tony Khan on the your creative is pretty much dead at that point. But this is what we're working with, and y'all don't beg. Y'all don't demand and ask for more, and this is why y'all get because y'all accept the standard. Y'all accept the mediocrity, and this is what y'all getting. I say, you say one thing, you have them say one thing, what adversity? Cody doesn't need adversity. And then they say 1 week, of course, days or a month later, oh gosh, and this is boring, man. Can we do something better with Cody? I know you even say Cody sucks. Let's say it's all about, I said, classic hypocritism. As such, just people being idiotic, or I said, it's just more of the same. We're just wanting to be in that, as far as what they want to be the ones to say it because it's their generation, or it's just pretty much, it's all about pride. And yeah, that's why you have things the way, especially when it comes from a community side, and then you have the WWE side. because you have one side that can afford to be lazy because the community doesn't want to do shit about it. Then we get to see how stupid this scene looks, being that Rhea's the SmackDown Women's Champion. She was drafted to Raw. Then we're supposed to be hyped for Cat Lady Natalia Botox herself. Oh yes, because just like Rhea's reign is about to become like Bianca's, yeah, we need more meaningless matches and to add more to another reign that's going to be just as devalued as Bianca reign is right now. We have a man in makeup, a bigger weirdo, tell a weirdo with Down syndrome that she's weird and she doesn't belong. We get to see the clear reason for, of course, Indy Hartwell coming to the main roster. And pretty much this no name stable that we're supposed to care about, My Way, is pretty much gonna end up like Hit Row in catering, if not worse. So we've been seeing for weeks now, as you see right now, Trish applying, making it a joke, laughing it up at the fact that Becky is missing. And we know at this point that they're playing up that, this post of Becky is best, but supposed to be missing or as far as potentially injured because of what Trish did to her. And they really expected us not to see this coming. Oh, it's a surprise. Yeah, don't worry, guys. Yeah, it's supposed to be a surprise, right? Yeah. Seth Rollins goes over Finn Balor, and we see a very climactic scene play out where Seth Rollins is looking at the belt because he's looking like the top favorite to win that belt, which potentially we may be looking at your new World Heavyweight Champion. I'm just so tired, whether that be AEW or WWE. And just like, when, of course, when it comes to the beginning of the MCU and, DC, and you were going to expect it, just like Gambit, just like when, especially like in his glory days, and you were just getting hit after hit, acclaim, like actual acclaim, just not like the title alone. Like we were actually getting quality, entertaining, emotional moving content worth of your time. Like remember when we were getting content such as the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, hey, at times the PG era, and you were getting Iron Man, and you were getting Captain America, the Avengers, and yeah, like cartoons too. Like when it comes to that, and then look at the shit we get now. Like you just like you see these companies because, like I said, you have just an accustomed to, and you have going back to the tribalistic, coerced. I'm just tired of the mediocrity, and we gotta start acting. We gotta start, instead of just talking about it. We gotta rally up and come together and start actually demand and start taking action. And actually, start this campaign and rally up to begin that phrase and just because gotta stop accepting this. And shit, you really want to have and just wait for something like the Bloodline story, Roman Reigns, to come around in once a while, a century from now, because that's what's gonna happen if you don't stop. Of course, you can have. It's no reason. Of course, we want to laugh at the bad. That's why we have memes. That's why you have such as comedy, poking fun, such as pop culture. We talk about things. We know that, but it's like you gotta start. We have to start demanding. We gotta start asking yourself. And when it comes to WWE and the way what they've been getting away with, we gotta start asking for more. Gotta start demanding. And if we don't, you see the result, like tonight, like for the past weeks. And that's just what I have to say and to add to. But I'm done talking about Raw. Done putting myself to sleep. Done boring y'all.